So what do I think is
Mm.
happening here? Since you asked me that earlier, every single one of these false flags has a giant motive behind it. The big motive for the Israeli thing, I know that no one in Israel will want to hear any of this, and all my family's in Israel. I'm heavily invested in all this, and yet I absolutely do believe that this war was staged.
Mm.
Even the October 7th part, all of it. And Sinwar, well, he's an agent. I'm sorry, but he is. Hamas was created by the IDF, and this is a fact. And they are supported, funded, provided surveillance, weapons, advanced technology to basically consolidate the Palestinians into a very controllable group. But not just that, but to keep them on ice for a future war. And I'm not kidding, a future war that was planned a long time ago called the Greater Israel Project. We had documents leak on the Greater Israel Project in the early 2000s. A lot of people got upset and used it as evidence that we shouldn't be funding Israel so much financially and militarily. That whole discussion was tabled in the last 20 years of our lives. And suddenly it's back. And now the Biden administration, for the first time in American history, is threatening to actually hold off on some weapons. This should have been decided a long time ago. If you arm a region, the region's going to eventually, erupt in turmoil. It's just common sense. So the policy was basically that they wanted to create a Greater Israel Project to include all of the Holy Land areas, the Sinai of Egypt and the Jordan River beyond it, the Golan Heights, which is a strategic location in Lebanon, and mostly all of Syria because Syria has a lot of ancient sites too and artifacts, and they
Mhm.
want it all. So the Greater Israel Project basically had a plan to initiate warfare in the region between all of the players, get America and Iran involved, get Russia and China on Iran's side, create a global war, which benefits all these other people for all these other reasons, the Great
Mm.
Reset and so forth. But for the Israelis, after the dust settles, they get what they want. They get the Greater Israel regional expansion, and they get so much military buildup that they will never ever be encroached upon again, and they will drive all the Arabs out. So they will create their pure racial ideology location. I mean, you know how silly this sounds, of course.